Hey everyone, welcome back to GameFace Nation's Studio Workshop, How to Magnetize Infantry. This is part 2 of our 2-part course. I'm your host, Bill Quinn, and I need to stress, if you have not seen part 1, you should stop now and go back to our channel and watch it before you go on. It will prepare you for what's happening in this video with information and tips to make your next magnetizing project go smoothly, and you may not grasp all the things we talk about in this video without it. So now let's get on with magnetizing model parts. We'll start with the chest piece. The chest piece needs 3 magnets, 2 for the arms and 1 for the backpack, since this unit has 2 backpack options. First, we'll drill the armholes. Be sure to center the bit on the circle that outlines the arms to get the alignment right. Don't sweat it too much if it's not perfect. If it's close, it will look fine. Also, make sure you don't drill too deep. You only need 1/32 of an inch for the magnet. If you do go too deep, we just fill the hole with green stuff and we're back in business. So after we drill the holes, we need to flatten them with our cutting tool to give us a good surface to glue to. Make sure to keep this tool perpendicular to the joint you're working on so the arm meets nicely with the torso. The other magnet spot on the chest piece is where the backpack goes. This will let our strike squad become an interceptor squad. As you can see on the back, there is a raised hump used to align the pieces. We need to use a good strong magnet here to make sure you can pick it up without the backpack falling off. So we're going to use the 1/8 inch diameter magnet both here and in the backpack itself. There is one complication to drilling the holes and moving on, however. Because of the locator hump, our drill bit will not fit in the area above the hump. So we just remove half the bump by carving it down flat with the rest of the mounting area. With part of the hump still there, it still functions as a locator and prevents the backpack from spinning. Small customizations like these are found in most model kits, and we have to use a little ingenuity to make things work. Sometimes it's something simple, like this project. Other times you have to think outside the box, especially on most vehicle or flyer models. But we will get to vehicles another time. After carving off part of the bump, we now have enough room to drill our hole for the magnet. And of course, flatten it out for a nice stable gluing surface. Now it's as simple as gluing all 3 magnets with the painted side visible, or paint out. This is an important thing to think about. I set a standard rule for myself. The paint goes away from the body, meaning the first magnet goes into the torso piece with the painted side out and the unpainted glued inside the model piece. Then in the arm, I glue the painted side to the piece so that the unpainted side is visible. This means positive can attract negative and they stick together. In the wrist of the arm, I glue the unpainted side inside the model with the painted side visible, continuing to keep the painted side away from the body of the model. Finally, in the wrist of the hand and weapon hands, we glue the magnet with the painted side in the model and the shiny side visible. As long as I follow this rule throughout my army, I will be able to mix and match any weapon or arm piece with any body in our force. Now it's time to do the backpacks themselves, which are pretty simple. There are 2 holes. The bottom one matches up with the locator hump we discussed earlier. The top one is perfect to center our drill bit. However, due to the fact that there is less material to drill through, it will drill much easier than normal, and you can over-drill if you're not careful. If you over-drill, don't panic. A little green stuff, carefully measured to fill the extra space, will get you back on track. Another note on green stuff. It takes a while to set, and until it's truly hardened, you do not want to stick it to another magnet or your workspace plate. If you pull it off too soon, the magnet will stick and get pulled from the piece. But one problem is also a savior. If by chance you insert a magnet incorrectly and the polarity is wrong, once again, don't panic. Quickly before it dries, reach over to your stack of magnets and use it to pull it out. So, we flatten out the hole and insert the magnet. We then repeat the steps of drilling, flattening, and gluing on all of the arm pieces. Generally, the shoulders are easy. There is a large flat area to drill. The wrists, though, need extra special care to make sure the bit is centered. It is just big enough to provide a very thin band around the edge of the magnet, but only if you're exactly in the middle of the wrist. If you're off by a bit, or you chip off part or all of the little band, we continue our anti-panic procedures and fix it with green stuff as part of our preparations for painting. I will not be covering the painting of these models at this time. However, we will be touching on paint preparation in another studio workshop video. Continuing to follow the polarity rule, we place the shoulder magnet into the arm with the non-painted side visible and the wrist magnet with the painted side visible. Hands and weapon hands get the 1/16 of an inch diameter magnets, as they are too small for the bigger magnets and are many times odd-shaped flat surfaces. The smaller magnet still grips well against its larger counterpart, and is smaller than all the gluing surfaces of the different hands. The magnet gets glued in the shiny side visible to match up with the wrist on the arm. Being these magnets are extremely small, they're hard to get them in the hole without the magnet rolling over and going in the wrong way. To remedy this, I use my pinning tool with the same cutting bit I used to flatten the hole. I orient the magnet on the tip as it needs to be in the piece and insert it. Just another one of the many reasons why the pinning tool and the carbide cutter bit is the best tool for the job. So that's about all there is to it. Just keep following these steps for all your model pieces, and soon your kit will be finished. I know not all armies have the same parts, but you can pretty much follow the same techniques and apply them to any army. But as you can see by our finished squad, we are ready to adapt and take on anyone who comes our way. It has been great showing you the ins and outs of magnetizing infantry. I hope I have helped you get an idea how to magnetize your infantry. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel, and don't miss any of our great upcoming videos.